This is Fairline's Squadron 50. Always like having a look at the Fairlines, so we're going to take you on board of this one and as ever do the full tour. Now this is a Flybridge boat, as you can see, and we step on via the platform. It's a high-low platform, so this is where your tender would live. And if we head on here, this takes us onto the boat. Now this is actually a transom door, so you can close this area off if you want to. I like the fact they've put a little gas strut on there so it holds it nice and firm without having to clip it. And then you've also got your shower down here as well, a control for it just there. And we step up into here, into the cockpit area. Nice big size actually. This is a sort of thing you find on Fairlines, details like this handrail up in the ceiling. That's a nice touch. If you're out and the sea's a bit rougher and you're moving around out here, something to grab hold of. Little cup holders they put in here as well. All very good. Let's look inside first of all, and then we'll work our way through the boat and back out. So, main saloon, as soon as we come in through these doors. This has got the high gloss. I think this is a walnut finish, and it's very Fairline. Lovely high quality, looks really good. Over on this side there's like a sideboard, so you've got storage, your drinks, obviously glasses along here, bottles along the bottom, and a little bit more storage over on that side. And as you can see, it's got the high-low TV, which is in the raised position at the moment. More storage up here under the helm seats all the way along, and then ahead of this there's this nice area that's raised up. It's alongside the helm, so it means that when the boat's running, people can sit here alongside the helm and enjoy the ride and the great view out. And the helm itself then is over on this side. Very businesslike. I like these seats. I like the stitching on them as well. All looks a little bit Aston Martin, doesn't it? And a little drop window there for a bit of ventilation, and this is where you drive from. Or one of the places you drive from, because being a Flybridge boat, of course, there's an upper helm as well. It's a one-piece windscreen on this one. And then you've got things like your chart plotter radar there. This is on IPS, so you've got an IPS controller, and then your engine instrumentation is along the front. Now this is a galley down layout. So your galley's down here on the lower deck, and you have an option in fact of choosing between a dinette down here. So if you wanted this as a big sort of kitchen diner area, you can have it, or you can have a third cabin, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. But let's start with the galley. That's over here on this side, so big fridge freezer over here. This I like. It's just a massive storage area that pulls out like so. And then ahead of it here you've got your cooking. This of course is all storage. That's nice, isn't it? I like the way they've done that. And a bit more underneath. That's all the way along here. Those are actually the instruction books for the boat, would you believe? So every piece of kit on the boat, be it the microwave, be it the plotter, whatever, will have an instruction book, and they're in those files. And a bin over on that side. And then you've got more of it up along here. So this is where all your plates live, and your cups and your glasses and all that kind of stuff. If we head forward, this is your VIP guest cabin. Now these are scissor berths, and the idea of these is you can have them as two singles as we have them at the minute, or they can be brought together onto the central line to make a double bed. So it's a very adaptable cabin. If you've got kids in here, for example, they'll probably prefer single beds, but if you've got a couple coming cruising with you, well then you can change that into a double bed very easily. What else have we got in here? Well, there's storage of course all around in places like this. That's actually the AV equipment in there as well. There's also big wardrobe tucked in behind the door, and then there's a hatch up above, so that's for ventilation, or it's another way out of this level, and you've got blinds that pull across there for a bit of privacy. I like these little lights they put in here, those are really smart. And also in here there is access to the heads. Now this one, what they've done is they shared this with cabin 3, so there's two doors into here, and it makes it ensuite, so all the cabins have an ensuite, albeit this one's shared between 2 and 3, so obviously you need to remember when you're coming in to lock both doors, but that means you've got direct access, which is great. I love the lighting in behind the shower there. It's got a screen on it, of course, so you can keep the rest of this dry when you're in there and using that. So cabin 3, that's back here. Bunk beds in here, they're full adult length, and that is that doorway back into that same head. So you can see the other door there that we came through a moment ago. And then behind here again, you've got a pretty decent wardrobe in here. And you've got those lovely lights and that kind of thing. So it's a very nicely appointed cabin, that one. And the window for that is down there. And then if we head on back, we can drop down to the master cabin. So this is your owner cabin, full beam of the boat, of course. Big windows on either side. Those little circular fellows are portholes, and again, those lights. And I love the details on things like this headboard at the back. I think that looks really smart, very contemporary. But a nice sized cabin. Again, that wood looks really good in here. And you've got your AV equipment and that kind of stuff. You can see the fusion unit for that is down there. Now this, as you would imagine, has its own ensuite. That's in here. Decent size again. So you've got your loo down underneath there. Sink, of course. And the shower itself is over on that side. Again, nicely backlit. And bits of storage dotted around up underneath here. And the only other thing to show you in here then, of course, is storage. This is all storage across here. Big drawers. And the hanging locker for this cabin, or the wardrobe, call it what you will, is in behind here. So, that is the interior. I do love these door handles. Lovely bit of sculpturing there. I'll just show you, since we're going past and somebody's bound to ask what's under the floor. It's actually just a bit of storage. So if we pick that up like that, you can see it's just so you can put extra food or whatever you want to. Tuck it away down there, just uses that space. Let's go and have a look around the outside. And we'll take in the Flybridge as well, of course, and we'll look at the engine space. So back out here. It's a nice interior though, isn't it? Right, this is the way out onto the foredeck. I like this dark matte finish they've put up here. That is very smart. And then we'll head right on up. And what we've got up here, there's that big one-piece windscreen, is sunbathing. And that's the hatch that's over that forward cabin. Incidentally, these are Fairlines here. I'm hoping to get a video of those as well, so watch out for those coming onto the channel. Those are the F-Line 33s in 2 different formats. So we'll come back to those, hopefully, but we'll stick with the boat we're on. That's the Targa 45 as well, hoping to do that one. So watch out for those coming. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let's head on down this side. So if we come right to the back, then there is a stairway up to the Flybridge. You'll notice these have got lights built into the trailing edges of them. That's rather cunning. Must look very nice at night. And then we'll head on up to the Flybridge. So big open area up here. You've got the twin helm seats. And you've also got another seat alongside it, which is nice. So you've got plenty of space for people to sit out here and enjoy, and further seating there as well. So that's great when you're cruising along. Everyone can sit up here and enjoy the ride. This boat is very much an owner-operator size of boat. There's no crew cabin on here. So a nice social area when you're driving the boat's important. And then behind that, there's a massive seating area around this table. So plenty of social space there. And that's catered for by this wet bar. So you can put a grill in there if you want to. There's a sink here. So that just lifts up like that. And underneath that is an ice maker and a fridge. And those are magnetic catches, so they just close like so. These little chaps down here are lighting, blue pin lighting. You can see it dotted around, so at night this is all lit up with low level lighting, which is nice. Fantastic. Okay, let's head on down. And the last thing then to look at is engines. So if we head down over here, and lift this one up. We'll find some steps down. Let's have a go. So down here we've got a pair of Volvo Penta D6 IPS 650 engines. They're 480 horsepower each, and they're giving the boat a speed, I'm guessing a little bit, but I'm going to say probably high 20s, 30 knots, that sort of area. And the range on this sort of boat is normally about 200, 250 miles at planing speeds. You go further at low speeds, of course. It's IPS drive, and you can see the tops of the IPS pods here. What's interesting is these are normally directly behind the engines. What they've done on this boat is they've actually put jack shafts in, and the idea of that is to move the engines forward, keep the weight forward in the boat, balances the boat better and improves the centre of gravity. So that's very interesting. We can come over here and you can see you can get right around these engines. You can get to things like the fuel filters up there on the forward bulkhead. There's a fire extinguishing system as well, and there are more deck hatches up above, so there are other ways down into this area. But it's actually a pretty get-atable zone, really, isn't it? And the other thing we have in here is the generator. That's just there. You can see all the battery management systems up here on the wall. Very good. Okay, let's head out of here. And there we go. I think we're going to step right off because some other people have just come on. We're up at Swanwick with a dealer at the moment. And that's it. That is Fairline Squadron 50. Interesting boat. Hope you enjoyed that tour, and as ever, we look forward to catching you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.